welcome back to this bar fight. I mean, let's play of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. We're here in the Jektar, you know, doing what happens in bars and Star Wars movies, getting into fights. Actually, I think we did shoot first. Oh well. Well, I mean, we didn't shoot, we used the lightsaber, but anyways. This is actually sort of a tedious area because it's just one long wave of, you know, there's probably 20 enemies a room. I guess you don't really have to fight them all if you don't feel like it, but I do. So I'm just going to take advantage of what I have here and just sort of round them up. Get everybody woken up. Come on, everybody, join the party. Everybody join the party. They're all melee enemies. So, and then we're going to start using Force Wave. Which not only stuns them all, it quite effectively makes them dead. Right. Anyway, I will clean up all the loot after I'm done with the entire 4 rooms of this stuff. But there are a lot of just single enemies wandering around. This is also sort of a good introduction to the various humanoid Star Wars species because they're all, you know, Weequays, Thug, and Gand, and all these random thugs. But, you know, these Gand in particular really are quite ridiculous because there's just hordes of them. And there are a couple of them with ranged attacks that aren't going to behave when it comes down to me telling them to all die at once. But, you know, hey, we're a light side Jedi. We're not really supposed to be using offensive force powers anyways, right? I actually have to cancel combat because it's making me use my basic attack first, and so everything I'm targeting is dying before I get to it. Yeah, these are not hard enemies. And there's an entire other room that's just more of this. So anyway, I'm going to cut the video here, and I'm just going to finish the rest of this stuff off screen because it's just more of the same. And Hanhar jumps in, and more or less the trapper has been trapped, and he says he's going to retreat to his secret base. And, you know, more or less, it's the lair of Dr. Evil. And, you know, they're going to wait for the gases to overwhelm me. Unfortunately, I've got a gas mask on, and, well, changing filters, I guess, is a solution they've ceased to have a problem with. But anyway, they run away. And we have another room full of Gand. And again, the basic strategy is going to be just round them up and force wave. This is more effective with Force Lightning, of course, because it does better damage for the cost, but it's still, it's good enough. It also incapacitates them all, so that they're not really much of a threat, but and the ones it doesn't kill are weakened to the point where they are just easily finished off. But you will actually need to be fairly well equipped for this area. And one of the things that's, I mean, I can't remember if the first game had much of this, but you do actually have to be a self-sufficient character as a Jedi. That means, in my case, that I'm just going to have to learn how to deal with just setting off mines and liking it. I have awareness, so I know where they are. Even if I can't disarm them, I'm not going to be surprised by them. So, most of the solo areas don't require more than just lockpicking, which I don't have, but, you know, you're just missing out on loot, which, well, and not even that, with a plasma torch or a lightsaber. Presumably you've gotten rid of the plasma torch by now, and it's worth 0 credits, so it's worth 1 component. Anyway, this is this private lounge with the electric floor, and there are a couple of Twi'leks here. We'll see what they have to say. And they beg for their lives. If HK-47 were here, it would be different, but I can't gain influence with him when he's not present, so, you know, we're just telling him to calm down. And they tell you exactly where to go. And, you can use some persuade to try and learn something about the defenses. And they tell you about the maze, which really doesn't help me much, but okay. And he has a clan of Ubeze bodyguards who are apparently have some grudge against the Jedi. And you can tell them to get to safety, and they don't. They just sit there. But you get some light side points for it. We head into the tunnels of the Jek-Jek-Tar, but we're still not very linear when these things go. Anyway, he says you more or less can't get in. You can get into the tunnels, but you can't actually get into the base itself unless you get in from the inside. And, you know, he says he trusts Ubeze, but... And apparently, they were the victims of some Republic war crime. And they hate the Jedi for it. Anyway, Visquis is confident that these bodyguards will protect him, and Hanar says, "No way, dude." And Visquis is a real sort of Bond villain, because you know, they he sort of suffers from the "before I kill you, Mr. Bond" disorder. Let's get started here. This is the maze that's involved. Now, there aren't very many things you can... places in the game where you're solo, where you have to deal with mines. This is one of them. I'm not particularly concerned about it, though, because the destroyed droid power allows me to at least get rid of the mines. I can't disarm them. I can't, you know, get XP or anything for them, but at the very least I can get through them without taking damage. I have no problem at all finding them. There are 2 corpses you can find down here. They don't have anything. Oh, good. Poison gas. Yeah, I think we're well prepared against poison gas for this particular character. And both these corpses just have random loot on them. They also have data pads, but they're worth picking up. This area is not that big. I think it's maybe 10 squares total. The only real hazard is if you get turned around, since there's no map. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here, and next time we'll continue with a slightly different fight.